In the midst of controversy and heaps of negative critic reviews surrounding Batman vs. Superman, I wanted to take the opportunity to say something that I feel needs to be said. Now, I have been a lifelong fan of DC Comics, so to say that I was excited for this movie is certainly an understatement. But despite my love, I'm not blind. I know Batman vs. Superman had some problems. As a fan, I find that I tend to be more critical than people who have never read the comics. But right now, I don't want to talk about the few problems that I did have with the movie. And I'm not even going to go into spoilers, because that's the only thing I see every time I read or watch a review. Instead, I want to thank Batman vs. Superman for everything that it is and everything it chose not to be. First and foremost, this film is dark and it's heavy. I saw a lot of critic reviews pointing this out as a negative thing, and some even went as far to implore audiences to just stay home and wait for the next Marvel movie. Obviously, Batman vs. Superman isn't a Marvel movie, but what's more important is that it doesn't try to be. It doesn't adhere to the same formulaic pacing and plot lines that we've grown so accustomed to in the MCU. But it could have been. It could have been another procedural film that prioritized action and simplicity over depth and characterization. It could have followed the easy path of cheap thrills and walked away with a popular but somewhat vapid blockbuster. But instead, it chose to take a hard look at themes of good and evil, and power and corruption. This movie is truly fantastic and exciting, and most of its fight sequences are absolutely awesome. But at its core, it's not a fun action movie. It's a drama that doesn't leave room for passive watching. It demands audience attention, and it doesn't apologize for it. The themes in this movie are not something that you can leave a theater shaking your head to and going, wow, friendship really is the key to beating the bad guy. They, like the rest of this movie, are weighty and complicated. Superman's theme asks the question, can a good man continue to be good and do good things even if he knows that one mistake means the whole world turns against him? Batman's theme asks the question, if it's truly enough to simply put a check on power, or if power has to be completely destroyed to ensure safety. Luthor's theme is probably the hardest to swallow by asking the question that if no one, including God, can be all good, isn't it better to wield the power yourself? And the themes in this movie aren't the only thing that are this complicated and grand. The characters are the same way. They're not simple or one-dimensional. They're not even always right or always good. Henry Cavill's Superman isn't the happy, hopeful Superman that we know. This Superman is full of humanity, but he's teeming with pain. I loved Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman, but he's not necessarily the Caped Crusader that we've grown so accustomed to, especially with Christopher Nolan's interpretation. This Batman revels in his own pain, and I think he takes some measure of pleasure in breaking people. So, to wrap this up, I guess this is my message to Batman vs. Superman, or anyone that's still not sure if they want to go see the film. Thank you, Batman vs. Superman. Thank you for not following the path of every Marvel movie that came before you. Thank you for changing my view and raising my expectations about what a comic book movie can be. Thank you for doing the hard thing rather than just the easy thing. Thank you for making a movie that is unapologetic in its seriousness. And mostly, thank you for showing me these characters at their lowest point and letting me watch them rise out of their individual darkness together.